Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants. I'm here with my fellow partner in crime.
Sandy Kreisberg, the HBSGuru.
Very cool, HBSGuru, embroidered in this, what do you call this?
Fleece.
Fleece, of course, of course. And we're here to handicap yet another candidate. We have a 24-year-old Indian engineer. We think he works for...
He says he works for the world's largest payment network.
We think that's PayPal.
World's leading payment network. It's important.
Yeah.
Because if it's just some backbone to payments that you never heard of, his case is weaker. If it's PayPal, it's great.
He graduated from a non-IIT institute in India, of course. I'm thinking of international telephone and telecommunications.
And watching too much late night TV.
Harold Janine's old conglomerate in New York. Okay, and he has worked for only 2 years, though. He started off as a software engineer. Now he's in project management. And he actually has a very solid GRE. Actually, you think it's the equivalent of a...
780 GMAT.
Right.
That's what, if you look it up on those charts. He's got a perfect quant score, which is 170, and then he's got like a 165 verbal score that translates as 780.
And he wants to go to Harvard, Wharton, Kellogg, Tuck, or Ross. What do you think about this candidate?
I think in terms, just because of the powerful stats, the very high GRE score, the he says he's got 5 patent filings. He also claims that he's a top writer in Forbes and the HuffPost. All that's interesting. I think he'd be a walk-in at Kellogg, Tuck, and Ross if he could convince him he wants to go. I think Wharton would go for the numbers, and if he works for PayPal. The PayPal thing is very important. If he indeed works for PayPal, schools love that. PayPal's an exciting company. They like people from companies like that. If he works for some big tech company you never heard of that is the backbone for PayPal, that's less good.
No, not as sexy. Right.
Right. You know, it's not a feeder. It's not a well-known brand. Schools care about that. Let me make another point. Would you rather present this guy's GRE scores with a perfect quant score and a near perfect verbal score, or a 780 GMAT, John?
If he's going to a quant school like Wharton or Columbia or Chicago, I would prefer a GMAT. I think he can get away with a GRE at a Harvard, at a Michigan, or a Tuck.
Well, it's not a matter of getting away with it. Those schools claim to accept both.
Yes.
Question is, which gives you more bang for the buck?
Well, obviously a 780, that is sexy, okay?
Right.
780 GMAT, you can't get around it. That is incredibly impressive. That's
right.
a wow in the admissions committee room.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
And let me say something. Even seasoned admissions officers frequently have to think about GRE scores. People instinctively know what a good GMAT score is.
That's true.
Yeah.
Including myself.
Right, yeah, me too.
Right.
Yeah. I'm always looking, and then I got a little chart, and I'm going, what's that GMAT equivalent? And the piece of advice there is, given if it's no difference to you, take the GMAT. If you think you can do better on the GRE, and there are people like that, then take the GRE.
Now the other thing here is he only has 2 years of work experience. And he's applying to schools that generally prefer people with a little bit more work experience. Do you think he should hold off this year and apply round 1 next year? Or do you think he should go for round 2 this year?
He might be a strong candidate next year. He's just moved into he started out as a software engineer, which is not attractive. And then he identifies himself now as a tech product management, okay? That begins to smell like business school. So if he presents with another year and some, casework under his belt, I've managed this product, and if he can present client-facing experiences,
Yep.
which you don't get to do in software engineering.
Right.
He becomes a more powerful candidate, particularly at HBS.
And that's going to help him actually after he gets the MBA because he wants to go to a top 3 consulting firm.
Yeah, this guy's not going to have any trouble getting.
No, because he has
The only trouble this guy's going to have is getting into Harvard and Wharton. He's not going to have any trouble getting into McKinsey unless he fails their personality tests, which you can.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. The other thing about him, his extras are kind of puny. I mean, he tutors underprivileged kids. That's not bad.
We don't need no stinking extras.
Not when you have standardized test scores like this guy.
Right. The extra thing is overrated in general, in my experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so odds at Harvard. What do you think?
If he applied now with 2 years of experience and this story, 40%, 40 to, he's a solid guy.
Yeah.
And, very often I say, the only thing this guy has to worry about is that there's not someone else like him that they like better. But this is that guy. Yeah. This is the guy they like better than the guy I'm giving the advice to later on.
Because to your point, he's in a really overcrowded
He's an Indian engineer, but if he's if he's got a 780 GMAT equivalent and he's working for PayPal, that answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's another curveball here that we forgot to mention. He's lived 10 years in the Middle East. I mean, I don't think there are many Indian engineers who actually also have that kind of global experience in the Middle East.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
No.
A lot of Indian engineers actually do work in the Middle East.
Okay, Wharton. Wharton, if you said 40% for Harvard, you got to say 50% plus for Wharton.
Yeah, no.
Right?
The only way this guy's not getting into Wharton is if he messes up that group interview.
And then I know you never give odds above 50%. That's your max. So for his other two schools,
this guy should get in 3 schools. This guy should get into
Kellogg, Tuck, Ross.
Well, the fact he's a writer is interesting. I'm using that as a proxy for more social, more articulate, more in touch. He's not a total nerd.
Yes.
That's what I'm using that for.
Yep.
He writes for the HuffPost and Quora. John, have you written for Quora?
I do. That's where people post questions and
Do you
answer them.
Do you want to show us your Quora trophy jacket?
I do have it with me,
yes,
just
well,
like you.
Yes,
That's right.
Well, they've got a logo in 2 colors.
All right, we know you're going to go to one of these B schools. It's a question of whether or not you want to take the GMAT and really wow people with a 780, if you can get a 780, and it's a question of whether or not you should stay in your job, get 1 more year of experience. That may make you more appealing overall to everybody, and it may actually make him get more out of the MBA program.
Yeah, let me say something else. There's not much downside to applying now to HBS, getting dinged, and being a re-app, particularly if they kind of hint to you, it was round 2, you're a little young. There's no downside to that except the grief.
Okay, except here's what's going to happen. He'll apply to Harvard, Wharton, Kellogg, Michigan,
and
Tuck, and he'll get into Michigan, and others will reject him, and he may be tempted to go to Michigan and miss out on Harvard.
Yeah. Here's the answer to that. For this year, only apply to HBS. If you don't get in next year, reapply to HBS and apply to all those places. You're going someplace good.
There you go. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants and Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS Guru.
Hasta la vista.
Happy trails on the MBA road.